There was a study that was done by Google. This was between 2012 and 2015. It is one of the most rigorous and robust studies to answer this big question: what separates highly effective and highly performing teams from the other teams? So, Google is a very data-driven company. It's about numbers. It's about the mathematics of what creates outstanding teams. And after 3 years and several $1 million, what they did was they analyzed 180 teams, over 3 years. And some teams just had 3 people, and some teams had 50 people, as part of the team. The number one driver of outstanding performance came down to a word that might surprise you. It is psychological safety. There were actually 5, drivers. I'm giving you the first and the most important driver. If you feel very safe to show your true face, your true colors, and your best self, that's a psychologically safe place. In other words, a place where you can express yourself frankly and not get criticized and not get brushed aside. Google came out with a very strange phrase. They called it equal distribution of communication turn-taking, which meant if there are 5 members sitting as part of the team, almost all the 5 kind of spoke in equal measure. There was not one person dominating. The second factor was this. They called it dependability. The team members was dependable. In other words, they delivered. See, there are 5 team members and one person is not pulling his weight or her weight. It becomes a systemic problem. Then the rest of the 4 end up lowering their standards and lowering their expectations. That's why in companies like Netflix, they immediately weed out the one person not performing up to standards. Because high performance is extremely infectious. It's like a virus, and low performance is also like a virus. The third factor is clarity and structure, right? When there were very clear roles, goals, rules, right? The team did a lot better and they were far more effective. The fourth factor is meaning. When a team member had a personal stake in what he or she was doing, felt a sense of significance, felt that he or she was doing something that was fulfilling. The final driver was what they called impact. Impact is what I'm doing, does it impact the organization? Does it have a ripple effect not just on the team, but on the community, on the country, on the world?